Yeah, as a follow-up to my previous video, I wanted to showcase the importance of developing a solution to a problem. And so the purpose of this video is to showcase a specific problem that I have with my own business and see if it has applications to other businesses as well. And that problem is one that almost all entrepreneurs have, which is finding leads, whether that be customer leads, investment leads, partnership leads, employer leads, any other type of lead. And the solution is twofold. One is obviously finding the leads, and the other one is getting their attention, which is, I mean, they're both hard, but probably the second one is even harder because otherwise you end up just kind of doing the spray and pray type of approach where you send out a whole bunch and you just don't get any responses at all. And I personally have found that I get the best results if I can attach that outgoing message to something that is relevant to that prospect. And I found that the best way to do that is to find something that is happening with that company or with that individual that's in the news. So normally what I would do is I would search the news for different things in a particular area, find something relevant to what I'm looking for that could be something connected to what I'm selling, and then reach out to them about that. By far, that's had the best response rate. I mean, it's still low, but by far it's the best response rate that I've had. And the platform that I've created to do that is called TwinFlow, which is on the screen here. And I created it specifically to find leads for my own business, which is in a new insurance brokerage, and I'm looking for business for that. And so I figured that, if I can make this work for my own business and I can solve this problem for my own business, then maybe it will have value for other businesses as well. But I mean, obviously, if it's a good test, because if it doesn't have any value for my business and it's not working, then it's probably not going to work for anybody else as well. So I just wanted to provide a demo of it. This is something that anybody can access right now, but full disclosure, this is a project that is in development. I'm coding it myself. A lot of vibe coding is involved, but also just some actual hands-on coding at the same time. But there are bugs in this. So in addition to showcasing the solution to problem, I'm also showcasing, a project that I'm actually working on that it has bugs and has things that need to be sorted out. So I'm looking for feedback at the same time. So if anybody actually tries it out, no doubt there will be a bug that's going to pop up somewhere, and those are things that are worked on. So it's not a finished, polished product, but I think it's getting there, and hopefully it'll have some value for other people as well when it gets to that point where it's ready. So after you set up an account there, basically you at the TwinFlow, and it's twinflow.co.co. Then you go in and you're presented with this page to create a campaign. You can do two types of campaign. I'm going to do one. I'm going to showcase a particular type of campaign, which is called the opportunity discovery versus a targeted outreach, which is going after a specific person. But the opportunity discovery is one that focuses on news that's happening and really extracting the contacts from that and preparing an email for them. So I'm going to do that. And this is just an example here. So I'm going to do, as an example, I'm going to call it, I'm going to go after the construction business here, construction. And the industry I'm going to pick, which is going to be obviously construction. And for this, I'm going to just say Canada. And then I'm going to, the description of the product service offering is very important because this is going to be used to not only help find relevant business, but also to really narrow down how that email is going to be crafted when it creates it. So I've got sort of a script I've already written up here just in the interest of saving some time. It's not too long. And basically, this is what it says. We provide, this is my business. We provide commercial insurance solutions for construction companies, including Corsa Construction, Builders Risk, Wrap-Up Liability, CGL, Commercial General Liability, bonding introductions, subcontractor risk management. And we are looking for contractors that have recently won projects, expanded operations, hired staff, or entered new markets. So I entered that, and then I'm going to click the launch campaign here, and we're going to see what happens. It's looking through, it's kind of coming up with the types of search terms that it needs to really pull this news, and it it's going to take a few minutes here. And this is what it's come up with. And this is sort of an idea of for different search terms, the type of volume of leads that it's generated in the news. So there's one for construction company expands operations Canada, contractor wins new project, contractor has entered new market Canada. And so I'll just, those are all good. So I'm just going to add these. So I'm going to create campaign with selected terms. So it's going to do that. And now it is setting up this campaign. Now I wanted to actually load all these opportunities right away. So that's another thing, a little feature I've got to debug here. But right now I just have to actually click scan for new opportunities. So now it's going to fetch the news for these different news items. And this can take maybe about a minute or so. So while it's doing that, well, that's almost finished here. So it's going to be, okay. So now it's found some articles. So now it's going to start processing them. So really what it's doing is it's found these opportunities or these news items. It's going and it's extracting all of the contacts in these different articles. So here's one: Toronto Pearson extends transformation to 1.5 billion terminal in modernization. It's a summary of the article here. It provides a little description of why it's a good reason to reach out to them. These are like the relevant articles in the article here. And right now it's processing it, and it's going to kind of keep adding them on down here as it goes. And yeah, I mean, I tell you, one of the reasons that I really found this to be valuable for myself is I, like everybody else out there, I watch so many of these videos for platforms like Go High Level, which by the way, this does have an integration with, and they all kind of provide the same, like lots of workflow tools, but they kind of miss like the key part, which is actually getting the lead itself. I mean, so they say, well, go on Google Maps and you have like a list of businesses there and just kind of click them. But of course there's the actual contact name may not be there. It may just be a phone number, but that's going to be probably just goes to maybe a reception or somewhere. And if you can even get like an email, or that's the phone number, but if of course there's no email, so you have no real contact there. And then if you do actually find it, well, you don't really have a reason to reach out to them other than you're selling something, and that's just that just is a very low response rate, I found. So, and I find it kind of funny, some of the examples when I watch these ones. I feel bad for companies like, especially like roofing companies. It seems that is the sort of the go-to example for anyone that's looking for leads. They always say, well, contact a roofing company, and then, look what I can do to your website, and I can provide like a voice assistant and all that. And honestly, I feel sorry for those guys, because they must get so many calls. Everybody's just following the same example. So the solution for me, as I said before, is a targeted email outreach, finding something relevant to that contact that's going to trigger. And often that will be if someone's been mentioned in an article, they're sort of expecting like a response, and they like to hear that feedback. So attaching to that, and then not going in with a super hard sell, but just sort of an introduction. This is what I do. I read the article, maybe throw in a question that's not specifically related to that, just to get the conversation going, right? To get the flow going. And I think that can be very effective. And just, I have very, very limited time, and obviously marketing and sales outreach is a very time consuming process. So, desperately needed sort of tools to streamline that process and make it easier to do it. So that's the purpose of this tool, which is in progress here. You can see here processing 31, 32, 33. And so it's almost done here. And then I'll just provide an example of one of them here, and then I'll do another video after this. There's a bunch of other features as well that are including. But anyway, so I'll just take this first one here. Look, it extracted all these. These are fairly new articles here that have come out. And, there's a submarine bid, there's a hydrogen project, all this kind of stuff. But the most important thing is, you get these contact names that are in it. So it extracts the names of the contacts and the companies. And then so you need to find them, right? So you need to, how do I contact them? So you want their direct email. The info at company ones are not very good. So you can click the option here and I'll click find it. Hopefully it doesn't always find it. Oh, that one it did. So that is good. Let's see if maybe it finds another one here. There's another one there as well. So I could click this one. So maybe I want to reach out here and to this person here. So I'm going to click that. It says like create email. So I'm going to do that, and it's going to start creating this email here, and then we'll see what it does, what it comes up with. It's crunching away here, doing its AI thing. There it is. So this is the email that it has created. Now, what it does is it takes the text from that article and connects it with that person, so there's something related. So it says, "Dear Jim, I read your comments about Dialogue's work on the Pearson revitalization. We support construction teams on insurance and subcontractor risks, so airport renewal like this is a useful lens for understanding how risk conversions start. When you're involved in projects like Pearson, due to insurance and subcontractor risk, questions usually come with the project team or later once delivery partners are in place." So I really want to get a conversation going. As you can see, I'm still working on the prompting a little bit for this. I just don't like anything that sounds AI-ish. I want it to be in my own voice, but that's just going to take some training and some adjustments. But I've added this one feature here too that, again, is a work in progress. I'm not going to demo this particular one, but if I wanted to kind of adjust it, I could sort of type something here, like I'll make, change the tone a little bit, and it'll rewrite it. Or I can just manually go in and just sort of change it around a little bit. And I forgot to mention too, like when you find the email, this is actually connected with the Go High Level, which is a platform that it's a good CRM with a whole bunch of bells and whistles that I use. When you set up an account here, it automatically sets up an account for your business on Go High Level, so you'll be able to use all those tools as well. And that's how the emails are delivered. So, if I would click send here, and then it would, I'm going to make some changes to this. It'll actually push that email out. So it'll be coming, there's a little bit of configuration that needs to be done. So it's actually coming from your email. So there's like an MX record that needs to be added and stuff. I'll do a different video on that. I'm just trying to make it as easy as possible to do all these things, so they're all kind of tied together. And so and then when you check the email for this contact, actually automatically add them into the contact database for your business on Go High Level as well. So there's some integration there. So that's that part here. I'm gonna wind this video up here again. What I'm really looking for, I'd love to find some maybe 15 or 20 businesses that just want to kind of mess around with this. It is a work in progress. As I mentioned before, there are bugs. Without a doubt, people are going to be trying, well, this doesn't work or that doesn't work. Yeah, I'm working on it. And I need that feedback. And the most importantly, it's just got to be a solution that works. And I figure, as again, like, hey, if I can make it work for my business, then maybe it'll work for other people too. I'm sure everybody has like the same problem, and it's just trying to address that one piece that everybody else or most other people seem to miss is, actually getting that specifically, not sort of just finding a business opportunity and then going from the info ad email or just a generic, just their main phone number, which you just don't, people just don't answer that anyway. And finding a way to kind of cut through it and just increase that percentage response rate a little bit, especially for people like myself that just have very, very limited time and need to make something that works. So that's the video for this one here. I'm going to be doing a bunch more, not just on this, but on other things in general that I'm talking about, just all the challenges. Primarily focusing on, I come at it from the angle of, look, I've done lots of things that haven't worked and probably more than have, and sharing that information so people don't make the same mistakes and just focus on the things that do work right. So just sort of a dose of realism for entrepreneurs. That's my objective, while maintaining some optimism as well, of course. So that's it for this video, and look forward to creating the next one.